Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about transfers, as we've been doing for the last couple of weeks, but we're going to be talking about an old flame in the Celtic transfer history, and one that's creeping up once more. Right, before we go any further with the video, the Dembele shirt will be fixed, right? I've been very busy, right? Between this and between work and between my life itself, I've not actually got up to taking that frame off the wall and sorting it. It's a pain in the backside, and also the new eyes, the ring light eyes, they'll be fixed as well for the coming videos. I'm still kind of figuring stuff out. I'm just trying to get this video done, shot and edited before I go to work, so that there is some content for today, even if it's not one that you're typically interested in. For people who want Football Manager as well, don't worry, I'm still trying to sort things out there and get something going. I won't let you down. I'll try my best. As John Lennon said, don't let me down. And I'll try my best not to. But we're here talking about Celtic transfer news today, as you may have already seen broke by the Daily Record this morning. Celtic have officially been scouting David Turnbull once more. Of course, a man who we have been speaking about now for the last kind of year and a bit at Celtic. A man who was sitting beside Neil Lennon in the Celtic trophy room with a Celtic top on, but the move just didn't go through for reasons that kept him out for, about 7 months of football. But it's official, apparently we are back in with scouting the Motherwell midfielder. Now the news broke today that the Motherwell and Kilmarnock had a little kind of closed doors, secret friendly. Secret makes it sound bad, it's not that bad. We all need to play some football before the season starts. But Motherwell and Kilmarnock had a little behind closed doors friendly match to get back to fitness levels, and David Turnbull was indeed playing, and the Celtic chief scout was there to watch as David Turnbull returned to action after the last 3 months of no football here in Scotland, which has brought up the conversation once more that Celtic may be looking to bring him in as one of our centre midfielder options at Celtic Football Club, which is obviously, we look at the centre mid position. That's the whole point of this video, right? Before we go any further, the whole point of this video is I'm going to try and determine my opinion whether or not Celtic should or should not sign David Turnbull, whether he would be a valuable asset, addition, whatever you like, to Celtic. Now, I am not denying, before I go any further with where my opinion lies in the whole situation, David Turnbull is a really good footballer. He's been Motherwell's kind of star guy for the past couple of years now, apart from the 7 months he was out of football. Before that, he was their best player, rightly worked his way towards a £3 million move to Celtic. We also thought he might have been heading to the Premier League with Norwich, who now are leaving the Premier League. He rightfully got himself into those conversations through the football he played the year before. He was up there in the Team of the Year conversation, Young Player of the Year conversation, and some would even go as far as saying Player of the Year conversation. It was that good a season. The 2018-19 season was absolutely fantastic for David Turnbull, and he showed that he's probably not just a future maybe Celtic quality player or Premier League quality player. We're looking at a future Scotland international in this guy. He's a very good footballer, and there is no denying that. And the fact that Celtic have reignited interest doesn't come with that much surprise. There's a reason that Neil Lennon, the scouting team, the current coaching staff and such there like him. And that's not going to go away, even though he had that injury, because we know how good a footballer he can be. Now, it was terrible to see him out for that long, especially when he was meant to be signing for Celtic. £3 million was there, it looked done and dusted, and then he failed the medical. And it was a shame to see him out for that long. And he came in kind of in the last month or so before the coronavirus break, and played a little bit of football here and there, but we didn't get to see that much of him. So we don't know if he's still up to that standard. But once you have it, do you lose it that much? Yes, you can. There's plenty of examples in the past that you can lose it. But it's a young guy, a young Scottish centre midfielder with a lot of potential moving forward. I don't think this injury will set him back as it may have set other people back in the past. And of course, it's a gamble. It's always going to be a gamble. But hopefully we'll move forward to the same quality. But it still begs the question, should Celtic go ahead and try and sign him? As I said, briefly came back before the coronavirus break hit. 2 appearances is all he managed to get together in the Scottish Premiership this season, and of course in that time didn't get any goals or assists, but what can you expect? Of course, that guy plays in the middle of the park as well. His job isn't exactly contributing to the goals. He's more of that kind of, man in the middle, the anchor, not so much an anchor man, but the kind of, deep line playmaker sort of situation. I'm talking in FM terms now, who's going to take me seriously? But he is a good player. But for me, I'm going to cut straight to the point here. I'm going to keep it short and simple. I don't think Celtic should sign him. And I've got my reasons why. I don't know if everybody will agree, but we'll go through them anyway. 3, 2, 1. As I've said, I will not take anything away from the achievements he's managed to rack up with Motherwell in that season where he was beyond an exceptional footballer. Of course, that was the same season Motherwell got to 2 cup finals as well. Celtic beating them in both, if I may add that in. Sorry, Gogs. But I don't think Celtic should sign him. Let's be honest with this for a moment. Well, right now, if we look at the squad, without losing any players, which, you know, for as much as this transfer window's went on, right? And we've not exactly heard a lot of talk about players leaving the club. There hasn't been much contact, it seems, with players that could be on the way out. Now, of course, we've got to wait for the major leagues to kind of finish and wrap up. We've got a couple of them that are done, but especially down south, they're not done yet. The Championship is just about to finish. The Premier League is just about to finish. When those leagues finish, then perhaps we will start to hear more rumours and more talk about people leaving the club. But if you look at the players that we've got in the middle of the park right now, where exactly does David Turnbull come into this the kind of the fold? Where does he get his place in that team, and who do you drop to bring him in? And I know a lot of people might be taking away in the comments right now, Ryan, a couple of years ago you wanted John McGinn. You were dying for John McGinn. You were upset when we didn't sign John McGinn. Let's not get me started on John McGinn. I would have happily dropped anyone to get John McGinn in that Celtic team, and I think he's proven himself at the highest level to show that I was not wrong with that. A lot of people will still disagree with me. Maybe I wouldn't drop Callum McGregor, but there was definitely a place for John McGinn in that team, right? I'm not going to get me started, we'll be here all day. But you look at the Celtic centre mids at the moment. We've got Callum McGregor, we've got Ryan Christie, you've got Scott Brown, you've got Olivier and Cham, who looks to be remaining at the club. He was probably the one that was most likely to leave, but it looks as though he will stay. You've got other players who are still in there and about. I mean, you've got Ismaila Soro, who, you know, we need to probably give a chance. We spent a decent amount of money on the guy. You've got younger guys such as Ewan Henderson in there as well. We've got a very packed area in the middle of the park. And to bring in David Turnbull, yes, it would be fantastic to have depth, but there is certainly other areas in the squad we need to prioritise before we jump into expanding the depth in the middle of the park. You look at the right wing, there's no depth there. The career of Marian Shved at Celtic looks all but over. It may be an unpopular choice to many, but it looks like it is going to be done. So we've got an area there. You've got the full-back positions, which are in need of some more depth. We've just lost Jozo Siminovic. We need centre-backs. And then we've only got one first-team goalkeeper at the club in Scott Bain. These are the areas that we need to concentrate on first. So if we're going in for David Turnbull, I don't imagine Motherwell will be far off the asking price of $3 million once more. I think Motherwell will want a fee close to, if not the exact same as £3 million. Of course, we're in that kind of stage of football now where a lot of clubs are desperate for money, and maybe they would cut that down a bit, and also would be understandable considering they didn't play at all last season. They're close to not at all. It would be understandable for them to cut it down, but you're still looking in the region of probably £2 to £3 million. Now, do we go out and spend £2 to £3 million on a central midfielder when we've got an abundance of them at the club, or do we smartly spend our money on areas which do need improving and do need more depth heading into the most important season in Celtic's history in a long, long time? For me, it would be a stupid move. Now, I don't have a problem with Celtic scouting them and keeping them as an option and keeping them as a player we might look into in the future. But once again, there is that risk, there is that gamble. What if he's not the same player? There's a lot of things that have to be weighed up here before we jump right in and spend £2 to £3 million on a player who hasn't played football. As I've said, I rate him highly, and I don't think he will lose it. I think he will come back better even for Motherwell. I think that he will use the experience and blah blah blah. I think he'll get the rustiness shook off very quickly. Motherwell are a very demanding side. They play very demanding football. I think he's ready to get right back into the swing of things. But is it worth that gamble right now when we should be signing other players? Personally, I don't think so. Just in case you weren't familiar with the season they had at Motherwell the season before, 34 appearances, 16 goals, 7 assists, an incredible record. For a team who had a very decent season that year, getting to 2 cup finals, I said, I am not denying how good a player is. I don't think the majority of our fan base, and be honest with me in the comments if you agree or if you don't agree, I don't think the majority of our fans would be happy if we were to drop Callum McGregor, if we were to drop Scott Brown, if we were to drop Ryan Christie, if we were to start dropping Olivier and Cham to the point where he's getting less minutes. They are 4 players straight away off the top of everyone's head that we all know are top quality. A lot of people rating Chama as when he's playing his best, he's the best player in the country. Scott Brown's Scott Brown. McGregor was dubbed to be able to play for Barcelona, and Ryan Christie's one of the golden boys at Celtic right now. These are 4 incredible players that Turnbull is just not going to get in ahead. And yes, keep them scouted. Maybe in January, maybe next year we revisit them as an option, because next year I do expect Celtic to lose some players. I think because we've completed 10 in a row, it will be a time for a little shuffle up around the squad. But, you know, even in the talks of Ayer leaving the club, we're going to have to look more into centre-backs. We're going to have to look more defensive. We're going to need goalkeepers. Moving forward in the middle of the park, I think we're good enough right now. As I said, maybe in the right wing, left wing maybe as well. We could add a name here and there, but we are far more set moving forward than what we are moving back. And that should be the priority for now. I think if for Celtic to sign Turnbull, it would be a foolish decision at the current moment in time. But hopefully he goes out and has another standout season with Motherwell once more. Gogs, cheer him on for me. I'll happily take him at Celtic next year. I just don't think now's the time to go for that move. And I feel like there will be a lot of people who disagree with my opinion on it, but I just don't think it makes a lot of sense right now. I guess the main question it provokes, as Nick Hammond watched them last week, is what if we lose him to people who are also interested? There is talks of clubs down south still being interested in him. There's talks about Newcastle being interested in him. I suppose Norwich would maybe still be in that sort of category as well. And I'm sure there's other teams in the kind of bottom half of the Premier League club who would love to have a player of his standard there. So I guess the question is, do we lose out on him now? Maybe he goes somewhere else? Will we look back and regret it? Look, I think we learned from McGinn that it's not the be-all end-all. If anything, I thought that was the be-all end-all, and I would still kill to have McGinn now. But there are going to be players who come and go from Scotland and from overseas that we will miss out on, or we will sign and we'll be happy we did or didn't. And if we do lose out in competitors, I think ultimately I will look back and think that if we win 10 in a row, I won't care. I'll look back and say to myself, well, we got the players we did need, we got the goalkeeper we needed, we got the fullbacks we needed, we got whatever positions, and if Turnbull does join Steve Bruce down in Newcastle, then that's what happens. It's the way the cookie crumbles. You can't win them all. We learned that the hard way, McGinn. I'm going to keep drilling in about McGinn. But I mean, what can you do? We're going to lose some, we're going to win some. And if Celtic do choose to take the plunge, I'll stand by it. I'll stand by it as a good signing. I would just rather see us get the other business done first. Even if we knew we had the money there and we got all our other signings that we need, then I would say go on, crack ahead. But let's not put all our eggs there just now when we need to, you know, lay them elsewhere. What a lovely way to say it. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. And I'll see you all next time.